How to fit an instant shower.
And we are right back with another video on the instant shower. So here you once again looking at before photos. All the videos will start with before photos, call out basically, which we usually charge about 250 Rand. That's in the northern suburbs. So what the client is looking for is an instant shower, and the instant shower works only with cold water. You don't need a geyser. It just needs a cold water feed, and then there you have it. It basically heats the water up instantly when you open the tap. So here you are looking at the setup now that we are assessing. And this will be now obviously the outside plumbing that needs to be done. And this is the heater unit that you can get for yourself on Takealot. This was wire that client initially had, and we went with that first to use that. You will see later on in the videos. The client actually opted for the standard wire that says on the packaging, which is 4mm squared. And basically that is a cross-sectional area, diameter of the wire. So this is also the other things the client purchased for the tiling, because that is also what we did. We did the floor, and also now the tiling for where the piping is going to go for the shower. So what we use is mosaics. And here we can see Constantine busy opening the gap there so that we can obviously see now where the piping needs to come out. So we need to go through this hole. You can see we have the grinder over there, and this is the drain for the shower. So the client opted for a walk-in shower, and this is just some of the fittings needed to do the plumbing. So what you saw over there was obviously now basically the grinding and so on happening here, so that we can do the plumbing for the ground. So obviously we had a mask, but wasn't working perfectly because it was getting dirty all the time. So we just took breaks in between. There were a few grinds here and there, and then obviously the windows were open. But we obviously take the first day to get all the messy work out of the way, and then we know that it's done. We remove everything that will get dusty, or dirty rather, from the dust now from the grinder, so that there is not much cleaning up to do. So that is basically how the plumbing will run now for the shower. And you can see the inlet for the water will be from the toilet side. So we obviously need to also do the piping for the ground. And this is basically similar to how you do a kitchen island, which we can do for you. And the pipe needs to slope, and it needs to go right out of the hole with an angle to the drain. So here you are looking at the piping that was done. And this was just the last bit of knocking for the bottom, because the client also opted for a basin, you can see over here. And this is why we get all the dirty work out of the way in the first day, so we know we don't have to worry with this again.
Shall we spin the wheel? Yeah. Let's do it. Alright, Sylvia, it's already on the letter A.
So that is basically the different kind of taps they had in the shop. But Takealot, you can see over there, of a better tap for a better price. And that was the basin we also got. So now we're obviously setting up everything ready to do the plumbing. Those were the necessary tools needed for the plumbing. So we need the cement to set overnight, and then we will obviously close it nicely with a mosaic. That is why we cut the gap like that, so that the mosaic can fit in there perfectly. And we're referring to the square blocks. You will definitely see that soon. So only neat work here at the whymen. So like we said, no geyser needed for the shower. You can see the mixer over there that was installed. So here we are busy installing the tiles, as well as the white tile mosaic and the shower, of course. Yeah, that's fine. So you can see how nice the plumbing was done. Going right through the wall now to the drain, so we know no blockage, nice flow. You can see how we tapped into the pipe over there with the basin where it will be. And this is what we do here at the whymen. We utilize your space and we make it work. So this is again the electrical that was done now for the shower. And once again, the shower obviously comes with the instruction manual, so one could follow that. And this is the heating element and so on in the shower head, or rather the safety switch that trips when it overheats. And this is when we are truly blessed, you know, when the client gives us some lunch or breakfast and so on. It just shows us that they really appreciate our hard work that we put into these jobs. And you know, when you give, you receive greater. So we can only say thank you for that. And yes, here we are back to the job now and looking at the special cuts on the tile. And this will go around the toilet. And that was the mosaic blocks basically. Once again, the footage are not always organized because it's very difficult for us to do all of that. There's so much footage, there's over 200 files for one job more or less or so on, and imagine organizing everything. So here we're showing you we buy some of the material also and we bring the slip to the client so they can reimburse us, but that is just to maybe save the client some time, you know, instead of them having to rush to get something. Maybe we need it urgently in order to get the job done. So here we are busy now using the white mosaic, closing up nicely, trying to make it blend in. And this was the next day, a beautiful breakfast for me and Constantine, which is also a nice name. I think it's a unisex name. But yes, We are ready now, full of energy to tackle the day with the special cuts for the tiling, finishing that off, and then also the shower. And there you can see we have a nice walk-in shower, no steps, so you can't fall, you can't stump your big toe, and everything is looking perfect and neat. And we will, like we always do in our previous jobs, as you saw, we'll always clean up, and we will obviously deliver on what we quoted for. So this was the best that we could do now, obviously, to fit new piping in the wall and so on. Normally we would do an entire bathroom over in terms of tiling or so on, but this was all the client wanted, and you know, we are negotiable and we stick to what the client wants. And here we are testing the flow basically in that video, and you saw how lovely the water is flowing. Everything is looking sharp. And this was the tap that finally arrived from Takealot, and now the basin will be installed. So this is a huge risk. Take a hammer to knock the thing broken. You don't obviously want to do that. So there's a special technique that you need to know in order to knock a hole in the basin. As you can see there, you can either choose left or right, and basically then you knock the hole for the tap, for the mixer that's going to go in there. Obviously if you don't use a mixer, you need to knock 2 holes, and this is the small basin, but if you get the bigger one, the wider one, then you can knock a hole in the center as well for the mixer. So that is the mixer that you can see over there for the shower. So next up we have the electrical, and the wiring needs to be connected straight to your DB board, because this is obviously a heating element and it heats up quite fast. So it's just like the geyser, where it has its own breaker on the DB board. One needs to do the same with this unit because it uses a lot of power, or electricity, or current rather, so you need also thick wires in order to connect this instant shower. And here you are looking at how we did that in the DB board. So, you know, let us do the electrical for you, don't shock, and we will handle that with care. And obviously always taking into account to do the work neat and safety first. So at first we used the normal wire that we showed you, and then we changed it up. We will soon see that. And here we are basically done with the job. And we're testing everything, going over everything like we always do with all jobs, making sure everything looks neat. In this case with the plumbing, making sure there's no leaks, and making sure everything looks neat and clean. So obviously the client said on a later stage they will tile maybe the top or do some other tiling, and they even want to do the kitchen as well. So we're looking forward to being back doing that work for the client. And yes, you can just have a look now. We will show you also how we changed the plumbing over here by the toilet. And this was because the toilet also was giving problems now with the floating unit to switch it on and off. So we changed that flow over there. And this was when we put in the thicker wire which says on the instructions of the instant shower, which is 4mm squared cross-sectional area. And this is more or less your breaker that was used for the shower. And the thickness of the wire is the same as your oven. So you can see over there, we put everything on, nothing is tripping, everything is sharp once again. And again, you're looking at the slip or receipt that we normally send the client. If there's anything we need to get while the client's maybe at work or just out, then we will obviously get that and the client will just reimburse us. So that was the change of the plumbing. So the client now uses a stop and close valve, or open and close rather, to control the toilet, because there's something wrong with that floating thing. And we were not asked to do that plumbing or so on. So we obviously execute on what we quoted for, because obviously no business can lose out. Otherwise, what's the point in doing business? So maybe we can play a nice game of chess on the floor while you're taking a shower, and you can see the water is hot. So the shower has 3 settings, and what's nice about the shower is when it overheats or it gets too hot, the shower will trip and it will switch off. It won't trip on your DB board because it has a built-in trip switch in the shower head itself, like you saw in one of the photos over there, even in the beginning photo in the thumbnail. And that is how it protects it from overheating and obviously burning out and just any other damages. So quite a lovely thing to invest in, I would say, if you don't have a geyser and you just want instant water immediately. You could use thinner wire. You could probably maybe connect it even to a plug, but obviously you don't want to take these shortcuts. But if you're just going to use it on the lower setting, which is perfectly fine, warm enough, then it won't draw too much current. You see, the heat is the problem. So if you put it on the warmer setting and it draws a lot of current, it will definitely overheat, or you just need to have the thicker wire for that, and obviously the breaker and so on. You see, if you have a 40 amp breaker, you need to have wire that can carry that load of 40 amps running through the wire, the power or the electricity. So once again, going over everything nicely, taking off the receipts, or rather the sticker from the basin. And there you can see, we have light. Water is running perfectly, and now the client can take lovely showers, prepare themselves for work and so on, even after work. And why worry at the whymen?